advantage. But trust me, man, Boise's going to go in with that underdog mentality. They're going to beat anybody. I think they'll beat Alabama.
I think so. I don't think it beat Bama.
I think on a neutral site, Alabama will beat them. Even in Boise, I got Alabama because you got Alabama's going to bring a crowd with them to Boise.
I think Alabama.
My problem with Boise is they don't get that punishment week in and week out. You know what I'm
agree.
That's the problem. So they're going to be fresh playing against a proven hurt up Bama team.
Because who they played the other week when they put 59 like the mean machine from August Yard? I mean, come on now, 59 points against a D1 school. Was Burt Reynolds playing quarterback for whatever team?
That's like Florida State back in the day when they had Charlie Ward. They slow Bama so just like that.
Beating like Lincoln Tech. I mean, what's going on?
Oh man, not Lincoln Tech. That still exists.
But what games kind of stood out other than that Alabama and South Carolina
As
game?
a Michigan fan, you know it. The Michigan State game annoyed the hell out of me. I just can't. I don't understand why we just can't put a good defense out there. That just annoys the hell out of me.
Rich Rodriguez recruited a Big East defense. He does not have a Big Ten defense out there.
It's like
he think he's like basketball. He can outscore everybody.
As Michigan fans, we must have been spoiled or something. We had top corners, top linebackers. Our D tackles used to be real good. It seems like in this era with Rich Rodriguez, we can't get a top cornerback or D tackle to recruit.
Tim Wayman, what happened to him, man? Anyway, enough talking about Michigan. I think the USC game was pretty good. I was about to say UFC. I think USC was pretty good. I don't like Stanford. I'm not a Harbaugh fan. Neither one of them, Ravens or Stanford. And they've been winning by luck, like their quarterback's name, dog. That was a great game. Anyway, I'll move on. Go ahead, Big Ron. What you got to say, man?
Well, what caught my attention, of course, I'm a big fan of Auburn right now. You know, Ray doesn't like the quarterback, but
I like Cam Newton.
I like Cam Newton. I like their running backs. The freshman Dwyer, he's real explosive. I think Auburn or South Carolina really is going to face Alabama in the SEC championship game. Now, Alabama can get back into a title game because I see Oregon and Boise State losing. Boise State's probably going to lose in Nevada.
I like Cam Long, George Mason. And I like Fig Newtons, baby.
Well, we about to hop into a commercial break. When we get back, we're going to talk that good old baseball. We got a game going on right now. It's kind of...
it's a 1-1 tie right now.
It's kind of close. Pretty much a good pitching with Price leading the way for the Rays. And we're going to talk about baseball when we get back.
For the past 2 months, my daughter Karen and I haven't been talking much.
We used to talk about everything. Sports, friends.
Even girlfriends.
But lately, Jason's been, well...
I don't know.
Different. At first, I thought Kate was just being
a teen. But then one night, Patrick came home acting funny.
The next day, I found a
joint in Tanya's book bag.
I can't believe my kid is taking drugs.
What do I do now?
There are others out there with the same concerns as you. Learn from their experiences at drugfree.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America.
Welcome back to the Urban Sports Scene. We're about to get into that good old baseball. Playoffs heating up, the division series. I mean, we were kind of right, kind of wrong. I think the Twins got dirty because they played the Yankees. They've always lose the Yankees in the first round. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, what you guys think of the series so far?
I mean, it's been a great, in terms of pitching, this playoff series, in terms of all these teams, it's been great pitching-wise. You have Roy Halladay pitching no-hitter. Roy Oswald looked good. I mean, in terms of pitching, and then go Ray. What do you think?
I don't think Oswald looked that good, to be honest. I think he gave up 4 runs early too.
Yeah,
he settled down
early.
Man, they won. That's the thing that matters. They won.
Well, they have a better team.
I mean, they're sweet. I mean, the Phillies are built for the playoffs. So
the Reds have a big offense. Yeah. That's the surprising thing.
Well, I mean, the whole season been more.
What did Votto even do in the playoffs?
Nothing. Votto, Phillips,
anything.
was the third baseman, Roland.
Roland didn't do anything.
But what surprised me was Philly's offense didn't hit that well.
No, they didn't.
And they still were able to win in a sweep.
I think the Cardinals would have put up a better fight than that. I'm sorry.
No, I agree.
It's all about the regular season, though.
Yeah, you got to get to the playoffs. So, but one series that's still going on right now, Tampa Bay, Texas. I mean, the game's on right now. I mean, who you guys think is going to be able to pull that out tonight?
Even though Tampa is down 2-1, I still feel that Tampa's going to win this game. I think they I mean, to me, gone the momentum, taking 2 in Texas. Price, Texas in terms of regular season hasn't truly hit Tampa well, and in terms of Tampa, they've hit Lee well. It's just that game 1 they didn't.
I disagree with you, Theo.
It's okay. It's not the first.
It's the headphones. Remember that episode? But Cosby Show, man. If y'all watch it out there, man. Anyway, I'm thinking Cliff Lee has a chip on his shoulder. I mean, he's been disrespected as an underdog in each of his matchups against Price. So I'm going with Texas to finish it out, even though they did kind of choke.
What about you over there, Ron?
I'm gonna go with the Rangers right now. They're the loose team. They have no pressure. They're not expected to win right now. David Price, if he wants to be a next level type pitcher, this is the game that he needs to dominate in. Right now,
so he's down 2-1.
He's not dominating right now.
Oh my God!
Okay.
It's like the 4th inning.
I'm gonna go with them. The Rangers have to win a playoff series, and I think this has to be a year.
What's the little string?
The Saints won the Super Bowl, so the Rangers are due for one right now. So I think the Rangers are gonna be able to pull it out. Man, we also had Bobby Cox. This playoff series wrapped it up. The Giants gave him a little standing ovation. What do you think Bobby Cox's legacy is as far as in baseball? We know he's the face of Atlanta baseball, but how do you think his
he
legacy
made the little Atlanta chop cool. You know what I mean?
Bobby Bowden. He's the Larry Brown. He's the Larry Brown of coaching, man. They get division championships every year. Could never win the big one. They did that one time. But overall, man, I think he is a good manager. Atlanta didn't appreciate him enough. Fulton County Stadium, it takes me back memories when I was a kid watching baseball. Poor Darryl Strawberry. Yeah, 7:05 Eastern. Versus the Mets. After Saved by the Bell.
Man, you can see them play like every game. Even when they were bad.
Yeah. But look at, his resume speaks volumes. He has 14 division titles with the Braves. 1 World Series championship. Fourth all-time in wins as a manager. He was four times manager of the year. The guy has an impeccable resume. So I feel like, he needs to be more respected. Like Ray said, we have Joe Torre, who's well respected, and granted he has more World Series. But in terms of consistency, I think Bobby Cox is one of the best managers of all time.
Man, I think he should have got ejected his last game just to stick with what he does best. But what you guys' thoughts on the ALCS series and the National League Championship series? What direction you think is going to go there? We got what? The Yankees are going to be playing maybe the Rangers or the Rays. And then we got on the flip side, we got what? The Phillies placing the Giants. How do you think that's going to go?
Like I said, I'm going to stick to it. I think the Rays will get to the World Series and they'll play the Phillies, and I think the Rays will pull it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with NLCS first. The Giants-Phillies going to be a good match, a good pitching matchup. Lincecum versus Holiday, Sanchez versus Oswalt. The only problem is the Giants' offense has been too inconsistent all year round. If they could come up with some steady runs, manufacture some runs, then I believe they will have a chance. The ALCS, Texas, I have Texas being the Yankees going to a World Series. And I think Josh Hampton will get out his slump and prove that he is the MVP.
What about you, Ray?
Well, I think the Phillies ultimately will win the championship. I did want to see them go back up against the Rays, but the Rays, to me, their pitching isn't strong enough to win a World Series this year. So I'm going to go with the Phillies to win the whole thing against the Yankees. We'll see, but it could go either way, but I'm going to pick the Phillies on this day.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a rematch of last year's series, and hopefully I want to see the Phillies win. I want to see them guys get another ring, but we about to hop into some other news with baseball. We had an email from Brad, our boy from Texas. You got that email over there. What was he talking about, Ray?
Yeah, he said African Americans comprise only 12% of the population, but blacks are the majority in the NBA and NFL. How is this unreported by the media? How can you unreport this? That's what he was saying. That's how he posed the question. So I'll let you guys chime in first.
Compared to baseball, because baseball is a majority, Caucasian, Hispanic, and Asian. That's because of the culture of it. In Spanish-speaking countries, baseball and soccer are like the dominant sports. While here in America, most, black communities, baseball and soccer isn't really the prevalent sports. It's always football, basketball. And depending on what area you're from, if you're in more of a city area, it's more basketball. If you're more of a, country or rural area, it'd probably be more football. So, I think that's the big difference right there. It's just the society and the culture thing.
It comes from generations. Look at it in terms of that way. Basketball is played amongst blacks. Back in early times, and you had baseball. Had to get to Jackie Robinson just to start playing it within the majors. It's something when you grow up watching basketball, especially basketball. I'm speaking on basketball. There are a lot of NBA players that you look out and say you see their stories and they've lived a poor lifestyle prior to the NBA, and you look at it as yourself in terms of if you're not well up or whatever, and you look at it and say, okay, I can do that and become successful and have the better things in life. And, you know, that's something to always strive for. If you see that and that's always around you in a community or whatever, and you see a bunch of black players doing something in terms of, like, that notoriety, of course you're going to want to be like that. And I think the media doesn't portray that because they don't want to have the image of saying that, okay, only black people feel like they can only be athletes or whatnot.
Well, I think it's the media doesn't report it because once they start a story, they're going to have to dig up all the dirt